Hey guys, Matt Donald here. Once more, it is time for me to tell you about the Patreon at patreon.com/MatthewDonald. We're nearing 50 bonus episodes of Paleobites. 50 bonus episodes for you to listen to. Just pay that little bit of cheddar cheese and you get yourself a whole smorgasbord of Paleobites bonus content. Good stuff. Link is in the description for where you can sign up to the Patreon. Thank you for your support and have a good day. As for what we're talking about this month, I don't know, Jurassic Park, the movie. We haven't gotten around to that yet. It'll be the 50th. Who knows? We'll never know. Except for in a few months when the 50th episode comes out. We'll know then.
Roar, growl, snarl, bellow.
Welcome to Paleobites, the podcast that's like Dinosuchus in that a dino sucks ass. My name is Matthew Donald, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by someone who likes Dinosuchus but does not do the other thing. It's Ben O'Regan. How are you?
I am good, thanks. Hi, everyone.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. It's been a hot minute. I know I say that, but it really hasn't, because like our last episode came out only a few weeks ago. But I don't know.
But we had intended to get more done before that.
Mm-hmm. And man, life is just busy, man. Everything's so much work as an adult. You know, it's crazy, and we're not even like
old.
We're not even that old. It's just...
Also, in my case, is my autism doesn't help in that regard.
Same here. My autism and ADHD means I can't really do a 9-to-5 job. So, but hey, good news. Paleobites now has ads. So, in case listeners have heard ads at the beginning, and you're like, ugh. First off, I get it. It sucks, capitalism. Second of all, just it means that it keeps the lights on in the show because I actually make money off this show now. Life sucks because jobs suck and work sucks, but you know we enjoy things as best as we can, such as dinosaur-related question, I guess. We were just talking about how they're going to pivot into Jurassic World Evolution 3. Why don't you say what you would like it to entail as a threequel? Which I think leads into Dsungaripterus because this is Jurassic World Evolution 2, so...
Yeah. That is a hard one. There's a lot of stuff in 2 that I do like, even though I don't really play it much, because on the console it's frustrating, and my PC now no longer handles it for some damn reason.
Right,
if its parts wearing out, or the
maybe if you had,
honest,
maybe you'd like it better if you had the PC versions, because you could get all the mods then. So like,
but yeah, well, I've got both versions, as I said.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if your computer could handle the PC version mode, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I guess I don't want to lose too much of the complexity, but I think they should, even if it's just as an optional thing, because I know you can turn off a lot of things in like on or off in freeform and all that, and sandbox, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather some of the simplicity from the original game, which, yes, isn't as good as the sequel in many ways, came back. Like, I find it extremely annoying how much harder it is to make money. I know it's not supposed to be a walk in the park. Like, they even mentioned in the Jurassic World that the park wasn't making as much money because attendance was down. Not that Masrani cared because he was funding the park. I always thought
that was an excuse because it looked pretty busy to me. I think that was just an excuse to get funding for the Indominus. I don't know if I actually believe. I mean, I guess it was not so much that attendance has just dropped, but everyone was more blasé about it all.
As Claire said, the whole 10 years ago, Stegosaurus was amazing and magical. Now it's just like seeing an elephant at the zoo.
Well, like that one, Colin Trevorrow, the director, points out that one scene that really showcases, just how whatever these things are now, is the scene where you first see the first glimpse of the T-Rex when it's eating the goat for all the shows, and all the kids are like, eat it, and then you see the glimpse of it behind the kids. But then, what's-his-face, the older kid, is just on his phone with his mom. He doesn't care. He's looking away. He's like, we're here. It's pretty great. It's like.
But to be fair, I don't think he wanted to go there. He only went there for his little brother because of the divorce.
No, I know, but still, there's a freaking giant Tyrannosaurus Rex behind you, and you're just like, hey,
True
Mom,
that.
how are you? I don't know, Oh man, but maybe
He did seem to enjoy it when they went into the aqua, but with the
I remember. Yeah, you could tell he definitely got more
Mosasaurus.
excited with the Mosasaurus. Yeah, most of the time he was just leering at girls, which as teenagers do. But
even though he has a girlfriend.
even though he didn't seem that interested in the girlfriend because she was like, "Call me and write me every day." He's like, "Yeah, whatever." Like he was clearly.
I
thinking
love
about
how
ending.
his parents mock him over that in the car. Like, it's not even being dicks, it's just funny.
Yeah. I know, it is funny. Jurassic World, one of my favorite Christmas movies. Because...
Yeah, I think to go back to your question,
yes.
I would like them to just make it a little less frustrating and tedious.
Right, I can see that. Well, what I would want is more Dsungaripterus. We have one, let's add more. I don't know what that means. There's only one species in the genus, but it's my way of segueing into, we're talking about Dsungaripterus. A pterosaur that looks incredibly difficult to pronounce until you realize that the D is silent. That's actually quite easy, I think.
Like the
D,
P in pterosaur.
Yeah, the D and the P are both silent, so it's Dsungaripterus. Actually, no, it's not.
I
The
actually
P's
didn't
not
know
even
this
silent.
until now. I thought it was Dsungaripterus or something. The more you know.
The more you know. I don't know what the theme tune for it was, or the more you know. But, alright, so Dsungaripterus. Type, it is a Dsungaripterid pterosaur. A group of pterosaurs that includes Dsungaripterus. Yeah, that's helpful. Size 11 to 16 feet, / 3.5 to 5 meter wingspan. It's funny how that doesn't sound terribly impressive compared to other pterosaurs, but still, if you saw that in real life, you'd be like, holy shit!
And they're closely related to the
Ornithocheiroids. Yeah, the Asdarchids. The Dsungaripterus is an offshoot that's closely related to those. It's like a mix between the Asdarchids and the Ornithocheiroids.
And they're sort of like straddling to an extent between the early Cretaceous and late Cretaceous pterosaur trends in that they still have teeth.
Right, because most of the later ones have no teeth. But it is a carnivore.
And
yeah,
they've got big crushing molar-like things almost, don't they?
Yeah,
Many to
they think
speculate
it
that
might
they're
have been
into shellfish.
Yeah, shellfish, yeah. So it was a carnivore specifically like fish and shellfish, all that sort of stuff. Time, early Cretaceous, 130 to 115 million years ago. Location, China. A lot of good fossils in China. So, described in 1964, pop culture appearances, Jurassic World the game, of course, Jurassic World Alive, Jurassic World Evolution 2, Dino King 3D, Journey to Fire Mountain. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, I've never even heard of it.
You remember Dino King, the one that speckles the Tarbosaurus, and there's One Eye, the T-Rex? It's a Korean animated. It's like a less realistic version of the Walking with Dinosaurs movie, except the only character that talks is the main character, and it's only like because he's narrating his life.
I haven't heard of it.
Wow, this is
until now.
Wow. I need to show you. I mean, it's kind of cringy at the beginning when he's a baby. And it's like a kid talking. It's clearly not going for realism, but man, it can get intense. And there's a lot of cool species like Repenomamus, Therizinosaurus, T-Rex, Dromaeosaurus. And the sequel, though, it gets a bit more ridiculous. The Fire Mountain has what looks like a big dragon in it, as well as arthropods from the Ordovician times, like sea scorpions.
Oh,
so
man, that sounds worse than the Land Before Time shark jumping.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, like, it is what it is. It's clearly not meant to be documentary style. It's like an even more unrealistic Disney's dinosaur. You know, where they threw lemurs in that, so let's throw in other stuff like this. So, although, I don't know. But as well as that...
With the caveat that Disney's dinosaur is actually good.
No, that's true. I mean, hey, you haven't seen this one. Maybe it's good. It's not that good. But it's like... Yeah. But, anyways, also Dsungaripterus is in the movie 65, where it looks almost perfectly accurate in every detail, except for they put its eyeballs in the nostril holes.
What?
Yeah. The eyes are much, much lower in its... to make it look creepier. But considering that everything else in its depiction is fairly correct, this is clearly an intentional design choice to make it look creepy. And you know what? Fine by me, it's a movie. I know some people... It's
already a creepy enough animal. Have you seen its teeth?
Yeah, I know, but imagine... Yeah, sort of like... See, the skeleton there on the Wikipedia page. There's like a little... that little bit where, at the end of the big hole there, a big triangle of its skull, that little bit there, that's where the eye is in the movie. At the end of the big triangle hole, the point at the end, right where the teeth are, that's where the eye is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the finster or whatever at the back.
No, it's way in the front. No, like...
Ugh, that's creepy.
I know, yeah.
Curse, kill it with fire. Oh, mind
no,
you,
they
there's
look
an
very
asteroid in
creepy.
that movie, so they did.
Yeah, they do. They literally kill it with fire. Like, no. The thing is, like, again, everything else in that design is 100% accurate. Like the down to like them walking on four legs, them like the way they're acting, the way their body is designed. It's just that one very, very big detail they got wrong. And again, I'm fairly certain they did it on purpose.
All I know is that if I saw that in person, I'd be like, nope.
Nope, get away. And again, 16
the
foot
way-
wingspan. Too big.
Like, the way Kayla Watt says nope in Dominion.
Oh, yeah, when the Pyroraptor starts swimming, under the... Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
I get that.
I mean, that's also the same reaction I'd have if I saw an Ewok outside the door.
Yeah, Ewoks are one of those things that are cute in the movie, but you saw one in real life, I kind of freak out a little. They kind of look like wolf spiders.
Well, it's also the fact that they're predators, so they ate the stormtroopers they killed.
I know, then them banging the heads on them like drums, you're like, oh, that's cute, and like their heads are probably still in there.
Yeah. If you want to see them at their cutest beyond toys, then you either watch the two Ewok TV movies that they made,
Yes.
Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor, which are actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Or you watch the Ewok animated TV series, which I think I saw once, and I cannot remember. I think I got displaced by Care
All
Bears.
I know is that there is a species of chicken that is native to Endor, and making chickens and ducks along the only animals along with humans that are native to the Star Wars universe and Earth. There are Star Wars chickens, and they're not alien chickens. It's not like they have three. They're just chickens. There are chickens in Star Wars.
I'm honestly not bothered by that. At least it's not as bizarre as that scene in Episode 8, the bloomin' blue alien breast milk thing or whatever from the cow things.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. But, there's precedent for it. There were ducks in Phantom Menace when the Gungan ship went up and then ducks flew away. Yeah, they're just ducks. So...
It's probably something they forgot to remove from the footage and they go, just leave it in there.
Right. Okay, I'm sorry. I got what Earth animals are also in Star Wars?
God, we're not very on topic today, are we?
No, we're not. Okay.
My bad.
Okay, here we go. Krill, hawks, sparrows, fleas, bats, rabbits, swine, pig, camels, and dogs. Why would there be camels? There's already Eopies.
Don't know.
But yeah, so,
dwarfs.
Oh, and what?
Jawas.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we don't know. We haven't seen them without their hoods. There could be horrified aliens underneath there. But
no, they've got glowing eyes because of goggles they wear, and the blackness that you see, and there isn't actually darkness or their skin or anything. It's bugs because they're unhygienic.
Yeah.
Or apparently, I've heard that somewhere.
Okay, so also, yeah, there are horses. Those appear in the Ewok things. And, yeah, chickens. Also, okay, chickens were apparently on the planet Takodana in EA's Battlefront 2. So they had to put the model into there. So, that's intentional. That's not like the ducks were like, oh, we'll leave it in. They put that in there. There are chickens, canonically, in Star Wars. Okay.
Well, it's supposed to be a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, so maybe it's all stuff from Earth.
I don't know. Anyway, Dsungaripterus. How much of that am I leaving in? Maybe more of it than you might think, because I think it's funny. But, I don't... probably not a lot of it, though, still, though. But yeah, so Dsungaripterus... It kind of looks like it could be a Star Wars creature, but, especially with the one in 65, for sure. But...
you could easily take the flight fingers off to remove its wings and it just has weird limb proportions, but it would look like an actual ground-dwelling animal.
Oh, I've seen versions of that with the Quetzalcoatlus, where it's not, it doesn't even fly, it's just a creepy, Slender Man-looking thing. Have you heard of Siren Head? Is that what it's called?
No, but I know of Slender Man, at least in basic, and basically, his arcades are just friggin' terrifying in general, just... Be it the Hattag Island one, I keep forgetting its name, picturing that coming at you in the fog and hearing a weird stalk or honking noise type thing. basically, like, take the scene from the Lost World Jurassic Park, where you've got the velociraptors in long grass, make the grass a little bit taller, keep it at night, add fog, and replace the raptors with Quetzalcoatlus, and that's
Well, that just
Nightmare
sounds
Fuel.
like the scene in 10,000 BC with the terror birds, then. Like,
True, but as Darkest would be even more terrifying, because the terror birds were basically just raptors the way they behaved.
But, so, anyways, I implore you to look up Siren Head. Like, and that's kind of what I imagine, because it's also quite tall, and I mean, like, 20 or 30 feet tall, and, like, it's like
Looking it up now.
Good, I'll have fun. Sometimes it can be like the size of a building or even the size of a mountain, but it's quite tall. Imagine this thing, like, going through the forest. Now, you could very easily imagine a Quetzalcoatlus looking the same sort of way.
Yeah, this thing doesn't look scary at all, though.
Really? Are you looking at the right thing? With, like, the two speakers coming, like, asymmetrically out of the head and, like, very slender body?
Yeah, like, I've got one where one of the speakers is facing forward and it's got a mouth in it and it's got, like, a almost necrotic-looking body. It just doesn't look scary.
That doesn't sound... Wow, you're tougher than I... Like, my fiancé introduced me to this creature, so yeah, now it's tainted my search history.
Well,
so that's what I imagine.
It's more just, I know what scares me, and it's
It's
also
not
something
that.
else happened a lot. It's the xenomorph.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so Dsungaripterus, I could see, like, the pterosaurs being, like, if they want to make a more ground-dwelling predator like that, you could do something like that, and make them... Because, again, like, especially like Quetzalcoatlus, which is so big, I can imagine it only flew... I mean, it flew a lot, but it probably, when it was on the ground, it stayed on the ground for a while, I presume. So, size of a freaking
and a lot of
giraffe
its
on the
flight
ground.
was probably gliding, not powered flight, unless it had to.
Right, it's like a glider plane.
Just sort of cruising in the air.
So, the thing about Dsungaripterus that's really interesting is the fact that it has an upcurved jaws with a pointed tip. And while it had those crunchy sort of, like, molar-like teeth in the back, flat teeth, like, it had no teeth in the front, which makes it oddly, like, sort of a convergent evolution with, like, the hadrosaurs, like Edmontosaurus. But,
whereas
like, for a
they
completely
started
different...
evolving to have a beak for cropping things, and then the teeth were for, like, grinding it up.
Yeah, but this is like, obviously for a completely different sort of thing.
Judging from the way it curves, sort of like a banana, but up, like curving up like a banana, or down if you hold a banana upside down. In this case, it's curving up. Almost like a pair of garden shears. I'm wondering if it used its beak to, like, actually, sort of like a reverse woodpecker, like digging around and sediment along the shore or rivers and things like that.
Well,
the beach just to pry at shellfish.
Possibly, I could see that. Or like, sort of like the Rhamphorhynchus in Cruel Sea Walking with Dinosaurs, where they, like, go after the eggs.
Pretty much that's what came to mind.
Yeah, like... Yeah, possibly. I don't know, but it seems like it went after shellfish and other sort of stuff, and, like...
I mean, I could maybe see it eating armoured animals, but I can't picture this thing actually eating an ankylosaur or something.
Well,
Something
no.
tells me those teeth wouldn't be able to
Okay, not
crack
those
that
kind of
armour.
armored animals.
But they could probably also have eaten, like, crustaceans too, because some crabs and lobster-type things have pretty thick shells.
It looks like the point without teeth is good for, like grabbing prey, and then it moved it back to the back teeth where it was crushed the shellfish or crab shells.
And since it probably would have had a decent keratin sheath or whatever, like, over the top, like actual beaks do, and birds, to make them tougher and sharper, it would have made one hell of a blunt instrument. Like, imagine just getting whacked in the face or the side by that thing. I mean,
oh no,
that
I love
would hurt.
that. Oh no, I love that. It's like, reminds me back to Jurassic World. It reminds me of that bit when, like, the pterosaurs, like, one of them crashes into the window of the helicopter and just spears that guy in the chest. It's like he didn't even intend to do that. He just, like, boom, So I could see
it's a hell of an effective weapon. I mean, like, it's like some of those series where they, I think, isn't one of the theories with Allosaurus that it was using its jaws like an axe?
Yeah, especially you talk about with the keratin, like. These creatures, like, we imagine them as the bones, and, like, you see things like Therizinosaurus or, like, the horns of Triceratops, and, like, wow, those are so big. In real life, they were certainly way bigger. This is just the bone.
The same thing that led to the change from the accurate but skinny depictions of the 90s and early to mid 2000s of the chunkier dinosaurs you see now, because we're like, hang on, we can't just put skin on them and muscle. You've actually got to bulk them out. They're not like shrink-wrapped beef jerky or something.
Right, but then like
even though I do like those depictions because that's what I grew up with.
Oh, for sure, me too. But like, like the horns of Triceratops in particular, one of the stylistic choice I've seen of it. I don't think there's any evidence of this, but it seems to be common in some paleo art. Is having the horns extend further out, but then start pointing up at the end, like kind of like cow horns or bull horns. So, yeah,
that
I don't
would
know.
make sense.
And so with Dsungaripterus,
it's also what factors in the change from Dromaeosaurid's sickle claws from being like a disembowering weapon to grappling, because while the bone certainly looks sharp, and if they did kick you with it, it would probably puncture you, when you add on the actual core that grows over it, like the keratin and all that, or whatever you call it if I'm getting it wrong.
Well, I mean,
then,
you can see
it would still have a sharp point. It's not going to be like a proper razor-sharp talon.
Right. Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, we see them at bird claws, or like the ones like the caracaras and the cinemas, or whatever those ones are. Yeah, cassowaries and the other ground-dwelling sort of birds like that are like... Yeah, so possibly.
But I think the leading theory now is that Velociraptor and stuff use them to actually hold on to their prey rather than disembowel, isn't it?
I think so. Or like they slashed at... not slashed, but like they used it... like sort of like, I mean... back to Jurassic World, I mean, Grant mentions that in Dominion, whereas like we used to think they slashed it in prey, but now they go straight for the throat or straight for the... It's sort of like the they used to hold on, but then also used for the final blow, rather than anything like that. So
just going to that line Grant says in the original movie when he's dressing down that arrogant little snot who's saying that doesn't look scary. That bit, even though it isn't in the novel, that's basically, you can tell Crichton wrote that.
Well, because Crichton wrote...
Because the raptors eat you alive in the book.
Well, yeah, and also the Crichton helped write the screenplay of the first movie. David Coop was... and the two of them co-wrote it, so...
and since I've already sidetracked, it's like, the way you read how Wu dies, he literally goes out to get to warn Sattler that the raptors are moving on her, and one of them just jumps at him like he gets jabbed out of nowhere, doesn't even see it, and then he's on the ground holding his intestines, and the raptors are starting to eat him alive.
Oh, God, that's horrifying.
At least Dennis, even though he got disemboweled the same way, got his head crushed straight after.
Right,
Wu was alive for a good while.
Oh my God! Well, the book was more of a horror book than the movie was much more adventurous and.
They need to make an R-rated Jurassic Park or World, or just a proper horror without Spielberg or Trevor, even though I like both of them.
Well, yeah, because
kidifying it too much.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, that's what that game might be something like. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But back to the keratin though. With that leads into like that's okay. With Dsungaripterus, I can imagine like it has that crest on its head, which I believe it's found on both the males and females. I'm not finding anything here on any sexual dimorphism. So
no, I can't see anything. But then I've just got Wikipedia up.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Let's Dsungaripterus sexual dimorphism. Let's see.
It's got a relative.
Oh yeah. Oh, the one in that picture. Yeah.
Domicondactylus.
Okay, here we go.
I thought I said Donkey Kong Dactylus.
Donkey Kong Dactylus. I mean, look, who knows? They're nerds. Paleontologists are nerds.
Look at the image for it. It's like black in a way that looks really striking when you combine it with the big flurry crane-like fluff on its neck, almost like, a fur hood that you get on certain jackets.
Look at that. Well, that's great. I'm adding that to... It looks like a Cruella de Vil coat. It looks...
Pretty much.
Okay, we're adding this to the list.
And you've got a Dalmatian dactyl.
Yeah, all right, Domicodactylus. Yeah, all right, I'm adding this to the list here.
I'll happily do that one for you in the future.
Of course. We'll add it here. So let me just...
I want that in friggin' Jurassic World. It looks stupid, but awesome.
Do we know it has that, or is that just speculative? I don't know.
No, but I like it.
I like it, too. Oh, man. Looks very...
Like, you could just have it in animation where it struts around like it's some hoity-toity track.
Yeah, it looks very full of itself with that. It's like with its mink suits. It's like, it's like...
It makes me think of some of those birds. I think they're called swallows or whatever, where the males have these throat pouches that inflate up.
Right.
And then they go in front of the females and put their arms out like a cape, swaying in front of it, almost like, look at this, don't touch this kind of thing.
Oh, yes, of course. This thing actually, screw Dsungaripterus. This thing has the same crest as Dsungaripterus, but then this feathery coat. This is way more interesting. So, because
and it's a Dsungaripterid. As well,
it is Dsungaripterus, so that makes sense. So, okay, well, we'll get to this one of these days, but for now, let's rate Dsungaripterus 1 out of 65 million, because I think, originally I was going to give it like a 40 million, because I like the crest, and I like the upward pointed beak, but then I learned of this Dsungaripterus, and I'm like, so Dsungaripterus can go
Sorry for the derail.
Dsungaripterus can go to hell, man. Dsungaripterus has said 10 million, 12 million maybe, I don't know, like...
I'll give it 20 million because it's got a interesting thing. It's not a boring animal, but we just got sidetracked because there's not a lot to really say about it.
Well, okay, and I did look up. Apparently, they do think they're sexual dimorphic, and that the males are a lot bigger than the females. But the crests seem to be mostly the same on both. It's just the male's overall body is bigger. So.
It actually does align it because I haven't been reading much of the Wikipedia thing for refreshing because it's not like I always remember everything of all the different dinosaurs and pterosaurs off by heart. But it says, lining up for what I was speculating, it says, most notable feature had a long, narrow, upcurved jaws, blah, blah, blah. It had no teeth, blah, blah. It says, probably used to remove prey from cracks in rocks and or sandy, muddy inland environments it inhabited. Mm-hmm. Yes, I could definitely see this thing like just going up to like rotting wood and just going lumberjack, pickaxe, whatever term you want to use, and just ripping out stuff. And if there's like beetle larvae in there or like ants or termites,
well, again, like the cruel sea Provrinkas, for sure. I could see that for sure. Well, and I know, like in Prehistoric Planet, there was a bit where like they showed the mating rituals of not of a Dsungaripterus like one. I forget which one it was, but they kind of treated it like seals, like elephant seals, where like one male has like hundreds of females. So like, and I think actually we know that for some of them. Like some of them, it's like, oh wow. I think it was Geostembergia. We did an episode on that where it's like there's like 5 females to every male they found, or maybe like even like 10 females to every male. So,
sort of harem type thing.
Makes sense here. Oh man, can you imagine the harem of this Dsungaripterus? It must have been a fashion show. Slay girl. We'll talk about that
Imagine
one
what
next.
the males could be like if they get like big hairy chins and you call them neckbeards.
For sure. We'll talk about Dsungaripterus one of these days, but it's not this day. But that is it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, and contact me at palebytespodcast@gmail.com for any general questions to any of the co-hosts. Messages, you want messages to Mr. Ben here, I'll just relay them to you. I have a book series on Amazon Megazoic available for print and Kindle. I was pretty bad at referencing pterosaurs in it. I should have done better. So there is no Dsungaripterus in it. To be fair, it's like the dinosaurs are the ones that are intelligent. If they were to use the pterosaurs for anything, it'd be for hunting or for beasts of burden or something, for the little ones. So.
That's why you are a cheeseburger.
Indeed, a Dsungaripterus burger. I mean, because like, in my Megazoic books, the carnivores and the herbivores live together in perfect harmony. But the reason why is because the carnivores, they still eat meat, they just don't eat dinosaur meat. Like, they eat the crocodiles. Fish, well, and also all the crocodiles that are there, like, and like the lizards, mammals. Yeah, there's one of the more popular bits from the kids that have read it. In the second book, Cortan, the main character, meets this one bounty hunter, Anra, at this restaurant that's like, it serves live food.
That is ringing a bell, even though, like I said, I've only skimmed so far.
Yeah, that's okay. At least, and then Cortan is very disturbed. Like, they give Anra like a plate full of lizards and salamanders that are like trapped in like a sauce, and they're like, ah! And Anra just eats them while they're screaming in pain and terror, and Cortan is very disturbed. He's like, I want my food to be dead first. Like, so.
To be fair, I can understand that. Like, I've watched on YouTube, just clips of like East Asian food prep, like where they cook the fish alive and stuff. And while I can appreciate the artistry to it and stuff for the videos, I don't like the fact that an animal's suffering. I know some things have to be done that way, like apparently food,
like
whatever you call it, the puffer fish has to be killed alive because it, the way it's prepared or something, because otherwise you can't eat it.
the lobsters, where you have them alive, and then you keep them alive, and then you just throw them in the boiling pot. I'm like, the poor lobster, I've already bonded with it. I've already given it a name.
Right. There's a reason for that with lobsters and crabs and that, though. It's because toxins build up in the meat from bacteria really quickly, so you basically have to eat it right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, man. This talk here is actually kind of important, because, like, this is the kind of stuff that Dsungaripterus would eat. So I'd say this sidetrack kind of makes sense. But but anyways, that's it for this week. It's the other episode of Paleo Bites. Screw Dsungaripterus, bring on Domicodactylus.
I agree, and I wasn't even looking for that thing. I was just scrolling down.
I know, it was a pleasant surprise bestowed upon us by the Paleo Wikipedia gods. All right, well, bye.